This client went from her first message to owning a verified property in Mowe, Ofada, from another continent without stepping her foot on the soil of Nigeria, without being scammed, without pressure. I'll show you how it all happened step by step with the actual messages and the likes. My name is Realtor Abigail. For some years now, I've helped Nigerians home and abroad achieve their dreams of becoming landlord and landlady. Now let's delve into it with the first message, which brings us to the chapter 1, the client and the fair. This client actually got in touch with me through another client of mine who actually bought from me already. Before she did, she had affairs. She has stayed back for some years without wanting to send home any money abroad or even getting any property abroad. Why? Because she has had a lot of people being scammed. She has had a lot of people talk about being scammed. As a matter of fact, a friend of hers sent money, according to her, sent money home to her relatives, to her own relatives, to get to help her get a property. As of now, no property, no money. They couldn't account for anything, not the property and not the money. And she has also heard about a lot of people being scammed here and there. So because of this, she stayed back. She didn't want to have anything to do with getting property back home here in Nigeria. But fortunately, she got my number through another friend who happens to be my own client, and then she decided to give it a try. So she got in touch with me and I told her, say no more. That is why I'm here for you. And this brings us to the chapter 2, the search and the match. I asked her what her budget was, what is her goals, what does she want? Is she looking for a long-term investment or is she looking for something to move in immediately, or is she looking for a land to build? She actually told me she wanted exactly what her friend got, which is a 3-bedroom bungalow carcass. What I mean by carcass is pre-finished. The company gets to finish the building up to 85 or 80%. You, the clients, you get to finish the remaining 15% or 20% to your own taste, whereby you can always play around the property to your own taste. I showed her, I sent her pictures of how the 3-bedroom bungalow carcass looks like, and she liked it. She said she's okay with it, she's going with it. Don't forget, she came through another client of mine who already bought from me, so she said she wanted the same thing. So this brings us to the verification part, which is the chapter 3, the verification aspect, which is very important. Before any money is being sent, I make sure I do this for my clients. Before they send in any money, I verify for them the title on the property. Of course, it's a CFO. I showed her this property has a CFO. I showed her the CFO and she was okay with it. Don't forget, even though she's coming from another client, people abroad, they don't joke with this part at all. They want to know what is the title. Of course, I told her it's a CFO, and of course, I showed her, and she was okay with it. Before sending any money, before sending a dime, I make sure I do this for my clients. And after that, which brings us to the chapter 4, the money and the closing aspects. She sent in her first payment. Meanwhile, the property is actually going for 12.5 million naira and her budget is 15 million naira. So it actually fits into her budget. So she made her initial deposit, which is 2.5 million naira, and then she has a 12-month payment plan, which is a year interest free. So she made her initial deposit of 2.5 million naira and she's going to spread the balance of 10 million naira for a year interest free. And through during this stage, as she was making her payments, I was carrying her along with everything concerning her property because she was actually asking me. People abroad, they don't joke with their property. They don't joke when it comes to their property. So I was actually showing her step by step everything as we were building it for her. I was showing her property. I was showing her property step by step. This is actually what I do for my clients. I showed her how the whole process was going, how the whole building was going, everything we were doing step by step. I was sending her pictures, and until she made her final payment. And this brings us to the last chapter, which is this brings us to the last chapter, yes, which is the outcome of everything, yes, how everything went. At the end of the day, she made payment for her statutory fee. She got her documentation. She got her documentation. As a matter of fact, after paying her initial deposit, she already got her receipt and a subscription agreement. Now at this stage, she's through with her payments. She got her allocation, as you can see the messages showing on your screen. Yes, she got her allocation. Messages don't lie. She got her allocation. She was okay with it. She was happy with it. Everything went on smoothly, and she even said she's going to give us referral. I mean, she's going to give me more referral. She was okay with it. If this is you too, abroad or even in Nigeria here, because of the fact that you've heard a lot of people being scammed, or your loved ones or your friends being scammed, and this has made you sit back, this has made you crawl into your shell, and you are now afraid of investing into real estate. Don't worry. Call the number showing on your screen. Tell me your budget, tell me your goals, and I'll do everything for you step by step, just as the way you've seen it right now. I'll take you through everything, show you everything step by step, just as the way you've seen. Who knows? The next story I'll be telling might actually be your own story. So call the number showing on your screen right now.